up, gentlemen? So today's video is probably going to ruffle a few feathers, but honestly, I don't care because it's something that I've wanted to talk about for a while now, and that is self-improvement. Now, let me be clear. I, as a general rule, am a huge fan of personal development and self-improvement, but I feel like there comes a point where it becomes a little bit counterproductive and you actually are running the risk of doing more damage than you are good in the pursuit of personal perfection. So today, guys, I want to go over a few popular self-improvement tips that, in my honest opinion, are a huge waste of time. If you're ready, gentlemen, why don't you drop me one of these to be like, yo, Alpha, ruffling feathers is a good thing, and you probably need to do more of it. The first thing I want to talk about is this whole culture around reading and learning. I am not saying that reading is a bad thing and learning from other people's mistakes. I think it's great. And if you get inspired by other people's stories, I think this is wonderful. But where it becomes a waste of time and counterproductive is when you are fearful of actually taking all the information that you have learned or that you've consumed and actually applying it. Gentlemen, you need more action, less learning. I think a lot of people tell themselves, hey, if I just learn a little bit more, then I'll be ready. As soon as this happens, then that's the time that I'm actually going to take action. Gentlemen, you got to stop lying to yourself. You got to suck it up. I get it. Be educated, learn everything you can, but there comes a point where you got to shut up and do the work. Second thing that, in my opinion, is a total waste of time for the majority of people is no FAP. This whole idea and concept of no FAP is basically not touching it, right? Having no action whatsoever. You're like, yo, I'm Yoda, I'm Zen, I'm like Buddha by this point. Gentlemen, my question to you is why? What is the purpose? Mental clarity, strength, muscle gaining. Okay. Focus, confidence, strength, power, mind over matter. But is that really why you're not doing it? Because I'm confused. And honestly, I feel like there's two different things that have kind of gotten like meshed into one thing, all right? So the one thing I will definitely agree with is the movies, right? Porn. That is something that is crazy. And I understand if you are somebody that wants to get that under control, changing your life, changing your habits, and not doing it as much. I totally get it. And I am with you, and I think this is a good thing. I get that they are correlated, right? Most people associate watching the movies with touching it. But in my opinion, it's kind of gotten a little bit mixed up, right? If you want to chill out consuming that, I get it. If you want to remove things from your phone and be like, yo, no big deal, fine. But in terms of never touching it or never having like sexual relations that are totally normal, totally natural, and totally healthy, why would you want to deprive yourself of something that is natural and normal and amazing and healthy and the reported benefits of doing that? Like it's like crazy. Now I know that a lot of people are like, yo, there have been studies that show testosterone level like through the roof. There's been like 2 studies. The video that Jeff Cavalier did talking about, is fapping ruining your gains or destroying your gains, I thought was an amazing video. He did a great job sort of highlighting both sides and really kind of talking through it from a scientific and logical perspective. He also talked a bit about the studies and just threw out some food for thought. You having a happy, healthy sex life, whether or not it's solo or with somebody else, is not affecting your gains in the gym. What's affecting your gains in the gym is the fact that you're not working out hard enough, or you're eating like crap, or a combination of both, which brings us to the third biggest mistake and waste of time, and that is focusing solely on your body and the way that you look in the mirror. In your head, you're like, yo, I look good. That means I'm healthy. That doesn't mean that you're healthy. It means that you look good and you work out, and maybe your body fat is reasonably low because you're young. But the truth is, this doesn't mean that you're healthy. How is your heart? How is your cholesterol? How is your triglycerides? How is your flexibility? How is your micronutrient intake? Micronutrients, gentlemen, are just as important as the macronutrients. Our body needs both in order to have balance. The quickest and easiest way for you to take care of your micronutrient needs, gentlemen, is to take a high-quality multivitamin. The Ritual Essential for Men, this bad boy is amazing. It has been obsessively researched. They are today's video sponsor, and this is a product I take every single day. But Alpha, I don't need a multivitamin because I eat a pretty healthy diet. Gentlemen, I eat a healthier diet than you do. And the truth is, I take a multivitamin every single day because it is literally impossible to eat a diet that is well balanced enough that is going to give your body all of the micronutrients it needs in the quantities that it needs them. Which is why I take the Ritual Essential for Men every day. It contains 10 nutrients that are actually pretty difficult to get from diet alone. omega-3, vitamin A, vitamin D, magnesium, zinc, vitamin K2, folate, vitamin B12, vitamin E, and boron. Ritual Essential for Men is a next level multivitamin. You take 2 of these a day. Now for me, I put my bottle of Ritual by my toothbrush. I know every night I'm gonna be brushing my teeth, boom, I pop 2 of these. Now for me, I like to take my multivitamin before I go to bed. If you wanna take them in the morning, it is totally personal preference. As long as you take them, that's the most important thing. Guys, the simple act of taking 2 of these a day can have a huge impact on your health. Something else that I love about Ritual, guys, is that all of the ingredients are actually traceable. You know where they're coming from. And I love the fact that Ritual is a subscription, right? But the cool thing is that it's easy to start. It's also easy to snooze if you need to take a break. Guys, if you're ready to stop taking your health for granted and do something proactive, I want you to hit that link down below and get started with Ritual today. That link is special, ritual.com/10alpha-m. If you go through there, guys, you're gonna get 10% off your first 3 months of Ritual. That's ritual.com/10alpha-m. The fourth self-improvement tip that's a huge waste of time for a lot of people is this whole idea of follow your passion. Follow your passion. Find what you're passionate about. And if you find something that you're passionate about, then that's the thing that you should be doing for the rest of your life. Gentlemen, that ain't the case. You hear this advice like, find something that you love to do and you'll never work a day in your whole life. That also is complete bullshit. If you're gonna be successful and make a job or a career out of something, whether or not you're passionate about it or not, it takes a lot of hard work. Now, if you can find something that you enjoy doing or that you really like, and you can figure out a way to make money at it, gentlemen, amazing. That's like the perfect storm of success. But the majority of people, if you follow your passion, you're gonna be broke and homeless. There's nothing wrong with having a passion. There's nothing wrong with having a hobby. There's nothing wrong with finding something you love to do and then trying to do it as much as possible. But this should not come at the cost or the expense of you doing what's smart and logical, not to mention financially responsible. I know this sounds horrible, right? But it's something that I've honestly been thinking about, and I think is one of the dangers and downsides to the self-improvement, self-help sort of world that we're living in. Something else that's really dangerous is this whole hustle culture, which is the next tip I'd like to give you. Never giving up is a bad thing to do. But I gotta keep going. I gotta keep grinding because that's what everybody on social media says, to grind and keep working, and eventually you'll get there. Eventually a lot of you won't get there. You've got to be smart enough to realize that sometimes if it ain't working, it ain't working. Shoot the dog because he's bleeding and he's dying. But unfortunately, a lot of us, because we buy into this whole hustle culture mentality of work at all costs or else you're not going to be successful or you're a failure, is wrong. Gentlemen, you got to be smart enough to know when it's time to quit, it's time to quit. So you can look for another opportunity or something else that will ultimately lead to your success. Guys, unfortunately, not everything you're going to try is going to work out, and that's okay. That's the beauty of it. Failing is part of the equation. You got to get it out of the way and you got to take it off the table. But the thing that's going to ruin you and make you waste a lot of time is when you think that all you got to do is put a little bit more time, a little bit more work. Now, some cases and some people, this is true. If you would just persevere a little bit longer, you'll make it work. But for the majority of people, this isn't the case. If you try something for 3 years and it ain't working, it ain't working. Next self-improvement tip that's a waste of time is visualization. If you're not willing to do more than just visualize. Personally, I use visualization as a tool, right? It helps me sort of focus. It helps me think through the things that I need to do in order to get the result that I want. But I think the missing equation for a lot of people is that they think about it, they visualize it, they can see it, but they don't actually follow through with the actions they need to take in order to get there. Less visualization, more action. This is the takeaway from this point. Unfortunately, a lot of people think that as long as they think and contemplate, and if they just put it out there, right? The secret, put it out there in the universe. You can put it out there, but the person that's going to actually make it happen is you. And if you're not willing to do it, all the visualization, all the putting it out there in the world, doesn't mean shit. And to wrap this up, I think the last tip I'd like to give you is stop constantly seeking self-improvement. Now, the reason why I say that is because I think that when you get so immersed in making yourself better and constantly seeking to do better, you lose sight of you being awesome. Constant self-improvement teaches us not to be happy with who we are. Right? I'm not saying that we all don't need to be better or improve, but you've got to understand that you are amazing. Now, are there things that we all can work on? Yes. Am I striving to be better in different areas of my life? Absolutely. But if you are somebody that is constantly seeking information, you are constantly trying to work on you, and you think that you're not good enough, this is where you are wasting a ton of time. Not only are you good enough, you're amazing. Are you perfect? No. Are any of us? Absolutely not. But in my opinion, you are incredible, and you shouldn't try to be something you're not.